Nautilus International is a truly global trade union and professional association, because at any hour of the day our members can be found anywhere on Earth. Wherever maritime professionals are, so are we. So we thought it would be a good idea to make a series of films setting out what we do as a union, not just in serving our members, but also in our wider welfare work and our drive to raise professional standards in the maritime industry. Wherever you are, so are we.
You may be part of a busy crew and the employee of a big company. You may be surrounded by shipmates every second of your working day. But often, far from home, in strange ports, or in your workspace, from engine room to bridge, galley to forecastle, you can still feel very alone in your life as a seafarer. That's where Nautilus International comes in.
Nautilus International is the Union for Maritime Professionals, and in a globalised industry in which our members work, we have to be wherever they are. We have to make sure that we have a comprehensive package of coverage, services and benefits and support to our members wherever they work in all four corners of the globe, 24/7, and that's what we're determined to provide.
Nautilus is at the forefront of progressive trade unionism, offering members and potential members the full range of services and support so important to those whose workplace can be anywhere in the world, at sea and on shore, wherever maritime professionals are to be found, in ports and harbours, offices and control rooms.
Nautilus covers many and varied roles, but I suppose the primary one is probably that it allows you to have a voice on a national and international level, and also provides you with a great deal of support services such as legal protection of your ticket, if you had issues about pensions. It provides you with experience and resources that you couldn't possibly have on your own, and it also provides you with a set of friends that really you meet not very often, but they will always be there for you. So Nautilus is good from a professional point of view, and it's also good from a personal point of view.
Nautilus have an exceptional history in helping seafarers, in helping officers in the Merchant Navy, whether that be the UK fleet or the Dutch fleet, if they have encountered any problems whilst working at sea, whatever the country they are in, whatever the circumstances, they're there to protect you.
Nautilus International is also part of the International Transport Workers Federation, the ITF, and within its work in the ITF, Nautilus particularly looks after foreign seafarers, foreign flagged ships that come to the United Kingdom where the working conditions are not acceptable for UK and European standards.
Nautilus knows that being a maritime professionals union is about being with you wherever you are, taking every opportunity to engage with members and their employers. With a head office in the UK, our union has members in the Netherlands and Switzerland too, working together to support the Nautilus family across the globe. Wherever you are, we are. At the heart of our commitment to seafarers is a proactive approach to high standards in working conditions, pay and ship safety. Nautilus delivers with campaigns aimed at improving working conditions through high-level contacts with legislators and advisory groups. We are active in supporting the Maritime Labour Convention so that universal standards in terms of employment, conditions and accommodation, health and welfare are met and enforced. We're committed to making seafaring safer. Safe ships are better ships for crews, owners and the environment. We take every opportunity to deliver on that message. As well as being continuously active in pay negotiations, we also watch out for attempts to erode pay and benefits for maritime professionals. For example, we fought successfully to protect UK tax allowances enshrined in the seafarers' earning deductions.
We now have 3 branches and a democratic structure that...
If you are part of any industry, there is strength in numbers. If you collectively work together and have a unified voice, then you have a much more effective outcome on any issues that are important to you, particularly, as I say, on a national level, but more importantly also on an international level.
We are in bigger numbers now and we're taking more seriously. Another big advantage is when you're bigger, then you also as an organization have the possibility to train and to keep experts on all levels.
For Nautilus, contact with members is a continuous process, a two-way street kept open by a network of volunteer lay representatives, seafarers like Second Officer Alistair Butlin.
The role of the liaison officer for Nautilus International provides that very important link between the members on board the vessels serving with the individual companies and the office of Nautilus International with the liaison officers, the industrial officers and indeed the General Secretary.
That drive to stay in touch with what's happening on shore and at sea continues away from the UK, with ship visitors like Peter Jaeger. Based in Rotterdam, his role finds him in contact with maritime professionals day in, day out, week in, week out. Like all our ship visitors, he works closely with colleagues in the International Transport Workers Federation.
I inform people about matters which are going on, for example, in collective bargaining agreement, retirement, problems which they meet on board. For example, working conditions, safety, living conditions. We discuss these matters and sometimes I have a solution already with me. Otherwise I take questions with me to the office and we work it out over there and I can inform later on crew on board.
Our commitment to our members doesn't end when they come ashore. At Mariners Park on Merseyside, we have a range of facilities for the retired and their dependents, to a standard any provider would be proud of.
We have so much going for us, we're so well looked after. There's everything we could need on tap, and if it isn't, we can ask, and if they can provide it, they will. We only have to get in touch with the office if we have problems, and if they can't sort it, they sort of know somebody who will, and it's arranged. We're not on our own and we needn't feel helpless about things.
But Mariners Park is by no means the only welfare support available to UK residents from Nautilus.
Across the country we have a whole range of grants that are available to support them. We have a regular grant system which can support people who've got a low income and need some extra financial support. But we also have one-off grants that we can help retired merchant mariners with, and that might be for things like white goods in the home, an essential repair to their existing accommodation. It might be to help with things like an adaptation to their home to help them live more independently. There's no limit in terms of the wide range of things that we can assist people with, and we ask people to contact us and we will get back to them and let them know if in fact we can help. Our byword is protect and respect for the members, working for you and with you. Serving at sea can be one of the most fulfilling careers anyone can have, but also one of the most challenging. That's why we put so much into working for the highest professional, technical and legal standards, and making sure that those standards are met for you on all levels, from the professional to the personal. For Nautilus International, that's what working with you means.
The Maritime Service, the heart of Nautilus International's work, is one of the most complex professions in the world. It involves every skill you can think of, from engineering to ship management, leadership to navigation, heavy manual labour to software system control. All of it delivered while born on one of the most hostile environments on the planet. But in the middle of all that is the human factor, without which all else must fail. Making sure that human factor interacts safely and productively in the midst of the multi-layered demands of the maritime profession is what we do.
Nautilus International Union for Maritime Professionals is also a professional association that provides an unrivaled degree of support and an extensive range of services and benefits to members. That ranges from our professional technical support, our legal support, assistance with claims, whether they be personal injury or indeed issues of criminalisation and certificate protection. We also campaign on a wide range of issues for members, including harassment and bullying, fatigue, fair treatment in the workplace. And our byword is protect and respect for the members, working for you and with you.
Working with you covers every pressure point that a maritime professional may encounter. It might be the safety of the ship you're serving in, or the working environment in a port, or the regulatory standards you're expected to meet. It might be workplace rules or legal demands on your job aboard, or on you. It might be the need to make a personal injury claim, or something as basic but important as proper accommodation and facilities for crew members aboard. Deck Officer John Healy knows all too well how quickly a normal day can turn into a threat to your whole professional future. He was injured while working on the car deck of a passenger ferry.
I tripped on a lashing chain on the vehicle deck, fell over and hurt my shoulder. I thought it was a fairly slight accident at the time, but I had a lot of soft tissue damage to the shoulder. I wasn't able to use my left shoulder for 10, 11 months, and I was off work for that time.
Even though what had happened was an industrial accident, John's pay was stopped after a few months, plunging him into financial hardship. So he contacted the Nautilus legal team. And the result?
At the end of the day, the solicitors through Nautilus were able to get back 50% of my costs, loss of pay, medical costs, which was a big help, a major help to me. Without the help of Nautilus, I would have been in really, really serious trouble.
Our work at Nautilus takes us every day into the big picture of marine standards, both technical and regulatory. Here too, we pride ourselves on being ahead of the curve in a fast-changing worldwide industry. Nautilus delivers with campaigns aimed at supporting the Maritime Labour Convention so that decent standards in terms of employment, working conditions and accommodation, health and welfare are met and enforced. Nautilus is also committed to tackling bullying and discrimination. As a union, we've led the way in developing an industry standard to address this problem in the UK and Europe. Union-wide surveys have informed new and proactive policies, taking special note of issues affecting trainees and women seafarers. Nautilus also takes the lead in fighting for fair treatment for seafarers under threat of criminalisation for incidents at sea. Advice and information is always available, and if matters do come to court, legal support is speedily there for you. Captain Paul Reedman knows how much of a friend in need Nautilus can be. He was wrongly accused of endangering his ship and another vessel too in the crowded waters of the Dover Straits.
I was actually accused of passing too close to another vessel while crossing the southwest lane of the Dover traffic separation scheme. I was also accused of not listening on the correct VHF channel, channel 11, as required by law that all vessels do listen to this channel while in the Dover Straits area.
These were serious charges that could have destroyed Captain Reedman's career after 30 years at sea. He was summoned to a meeting with the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency to face the accusations, but Nautilus made sure he wasn't alone.
Nautilus were absolutely fantastic. It wasn't hard work to get a solicitor. They appointed a very good solicitor who only deals with the sea. And just to sum up, it was fantastic from start to finish. Basically, the meeting took less than 5 minutes due to such good representation from my Nautilus appointed solicitor.
At Nautilus, we can provide the help which comes with our experience and indeed our contacts both within the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency, the Regulatory Administration, and at the principal nautical colleges. We are familiar with the courses that they have to undertake and the certification processes, and what may seem to you a very difficult problem, I'm sure we've seen it before.
Nautilus was a lead partner in the groundbreaking Project Horizon. This used simulators to investigate the effects of fatigue on seafarers' ability to work safely at sea. Just one example of how our unions strive to improve standards and conditions is continuous and wide-ranging.
I would advise anybody going to sea nowadays to join the union, because you never know what's around the corner.
Anyone who does not join Nautilus, well, they're asking for trouble, because one day they will need them. We all need them.
Nautilus International is the Union for Maritime Professionals. We derive our strength from you the members, and you, the maritime professionals. We should all work together. Together we are stronger. If you're not a member, join. If you are a member, we thank you for your support and we thank you for your participation in our work. Taking care of needy seafarers and their dependents is very important to Nautilus International. Welfare isn't just an add-on, it's an essential part of our mission. And that care extends to serving and retired seafarers alike. And in the UK to non-members too, through our charity based at Mariners Park on Merseyside. We believe in looking out for you.
Your welfare is as important to Nautilus International as it is to you. We believe that one of the key roles of a union is care for its members, to make sure that they not only feel looked after, but that they really are. From active service to retirement, Nautilus is alive to your needs and to you, as a member and a friend.
At Nautilus International, welfare is a key part of the work that we undertake on behalf of the members, looking out for the members when they're at work, when they're at sea, when they're in the industry, but also when they retire. Mariners Park, most people have heard of Mariners Park, where we provide an extensive range of welfare services to needy seafarers and their dependents. Looking out for the members, that's what Nautilus International is all about.
For Nautilus, looking out for you must mean coming to you where you are, especially at work. That means getting in touch wherever maritime professionals are to be found, on ship or shore. And ship visitors, like Peter Yeager, work closely with colleagues in the International Transport Workers Federation to keep in touch with members' needs.
What they especially like is that many times they can discuss a matter with me and they see me as somebody they can trust. I'm not part of their employer, I'm not part of crew, so many times they trust me to discuss matters which they do not like to discuss with their ship's master or with office people.
Mariners Park is living, breathing proof of our commitment to welfare in its widest sense. Sited on the banks of the Mersey, looking downriver towards the Liverpool waterfront and the city's iconic Liver building, the park provides a home for 140 retired maritime professionals and their dependents. And there's no doubt the residents love their Merseyside homes.
We have so much going for us. We're so well looked after. There's everything we could need on tap. And if it isn't, we can ask. And if they can provide it, they will. And for me, I think one of the biggest things over the years is the fact we now have a domiciliary care team.
Though it's independent living for residents of Mariners Park, support is always at hand. And regular home help is always available too, in or out of hours.
I pay them every month.
This looks nice, doesn't it? Right, would you like a cup of tea with this?
Yes, please, yes. Cup of tea. We're extremely well looked after. The residents, all the residents here are ex-seafarers or relations of ex-seafarers. And this makes a huge difference when you're in conversation, because you all talk the same language and about the same things. But in addition to that, it's so beautifully maintained here with the permanent gardeners and the 2 permanent maintenance men.
Everybody's very good here, and the carers are marvellous. I know on the night that my wife passed away, one of the carers, after a normal working hours, came and sat with me for several hours, which I much appreciated.
Because you're seeing people day to day, you are on first name terms with them. It's basically really like a family. It's like a family atmosphere. And so because you are seeing people regularly, you do become friends with them, and you do have a relationship with them. You couldn't work any other way, otherwise you wouldn't be doing this job. If you didn't like it, if you didn't like people, you just wouldn't be able to do this job, because the stories that they want to tell you is just, that is the best bit of the job.
Mariners Park goes well beyond just providing accommodation. Residential and nursing care is also available on site, from staff who make the park what it is, a place where you can get the most out of life. The low turnover of employees shows that they feel the same way too.
We don't leave Mariners Park. Once we're here, we stay, and we get quite a really close bonding with the family and the residents as well. I absolutely adore them. I couldn't work anywhere else, and most of the team wouldn't move either, because they are very, very special here and on the park as well. They're quiet heroes. They are. They're really dignified people, and it's just a nice place to work.
The park is now looking to the future with a new development called The Hub, which will give a big boost to facilities provided on site. But as Welfare Services Manager Mick Howarth explains, help is available off-site too.
Across the country we have a whole range of grants that are available to support them. We have a regular grant system which can support people who've got a low income and need some extra financial support. But we also have one-off grants that we can help retired merchant mariners with, and that might be for things like white goods in the home, an essential repair to their existing accommodation. It might be to help with things like an adaptation to their home to help them live more independently. There's no limit in terms of the wide range of things that we can assist people with, and we ask people to contact us and we will get back to them and let them know if in fact we can help.
Stuart Attic knows how well that system works, how Nautilus was a friend in need when tough times came along after his 25 years at sea, and how that help continues.
I was really suffering with financial worries. The state of my health was deteriorating, and they sent their outreach worker, which I'm very, very fond of, Miss Kathy Wilson. She's been a tremendous help and support, and I'm so happy to be a member of the Nautilus scheme and system that's been put in place for seamen like myself.
Kathy has a wide patch to cover, helping former seafarers like Stuart and their families, and a remit to match.
We have quite a few on the books, and we've got loads of live cases at any one time. And they all let each other know, pass the word on. It's really good meeting people and chatting to them, and I don't know, helping them get on in life, I suppose. Just helping them sort themselves out and be more comfortable. Really, really good.
We're very proud of the work we do for the welfare of our members. The Mariners Park Estate, all the people who work in Mariners Park and in the welfare services of the Union are dedicated to looking after you, the members.